Hey everyone, this is Shalini Joshi Amdagli, and in this video I wanted to talk about healing by embracing all parts of yourself. These days we are all wearing physical masks, but every day we also wear social masks, our persona that hides our wounds, our angers, our frustrations, our feelings of guilt and shame, and those parts of us that we reject, that we ignore, that we don't want to acknowledge, and parts that we are ashamed of. And we all have those parts. Carl Jung calls it the shadow self. And if you want to heal, then you need to embrace all parts of yourself. You want to integrate all parts of yourself. And when you deny those parts of yourself that you're not proud of, or you shame yourself and you reject yourself, it could be, traits, behaviors, physical parts of your body that you're not proud of, that you reject yourself for, and there are endless ways we reject ourselves. And so when you do that, then you move forward disintegrated, not together, not centered, not calm. And this creates all kinds of issues on the physical front, on your physical body, in your relationships. I read this quote somewhere that, what was it? I wrote it down. It's your inner struggle against unwanted and disowned parts of yourself will eventually become an outward struggle with yourself or with someone else. And so it is so important that we allow ourselves to look at those parts of ourselves that we reject, that we shame, that we aren't proud of. Because, healing is about becoming whole, and you cannot be whole or healed when you're rejecting all these parts of ourselves. In my upcoming book, Instant Pain Relief, I have a chapter in there called "You Are Not Your Thoughts and Emotions." And you have thoughts and emotions, but that is not who you are. Thoughts come and go, emotions come and go, and sometimes we are in situations where we are not able to handle them with the grace and ease that we would love to, and we behave in ways that we're not proud of. And in the chapter I also share about my own experience as a mother. Back then my son was 8, and how I had all the stress at work, and I got home and I poured it out on my son. He wasn't even 8, he was 4, I think. And then I sobbed and went to the bathroom, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I labeled myself monster mother. And I am sure that in your life too, you have experiences where you shame yourself and you label yourself. But it is so important to address those parts of you, because that's not the essence of who you are. The way you behave in one situation, because of whatever circumstances, that doesn't define who you are. We all have those shadows, but they don't define us. But we have those inner critics inside that never let us forget those instances, and then we end up with a bruised and battered sense of self-worth and self-esteem long after, decades after that incident, that we have not allowed to heal and integrate. And so I want to ask you, what are parts of yourself that you are shaming, blaming, rejecting, and who would you be if you could embrace and love and approach those parts of you with love and compassion? And one of these the songs that comes to my mind is something, I think it was in the 80s. Every rose has its thorns, just like every night has a dawn, just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. So, a rose doesn't reject itself, because even though it has these obvious thorns, it's just part of who the rose is. And what if we could embrace all our parts and integrate them and learn from them? If I didn't have that experience, I would not be here sharing that with you. And I've written a book about pain, and I've shared all the things that I went through, and those, I've made peace with, and now I can use them to share with you and others. That brings a lot of, for me, when I work with clients, that parts of me that I rejected really helps me now to have more compassion and love and understanding for what people are experiencing. So, what if you could embrace and love and heal all those parts of you? Who would you be stepping into the new year that's coming? And people say new year, new you. Well, if you want to step into the new year with a whole new you, you need to embrace all parts of you. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.